Hey y'all, insight number 4. So we're still talking around our relationship with Christ because he is with you and we're with him. We just talked about whose team you're on. Because when Moses stood up and said, "Who is with the Lord?" It's like, would you be like fist pumping, "Yeah, it's me," or would you be like, "Oh, maybe." So think about that. See where you're feeling in that group. So we're going to go to Exodus 33, 12 to 13, and then 17. Because it really illustrates the whole, we need the Lord's presence in our lives and he is with us. But we need that in our lives to just be better and be who we are. So in this particular chapter, because of the mischief that they were up to, the tabernacle, which is the holy place of prayer and what would be our temples today, gets moved out of the camp away from them. And Moses goes there to continue to converse with the Lord. And the people suddenly feel that empty, like right now in Hamilton, we're getting our temple rededicated in October, which has been super exciting news for us. And Aldo Suarez is here next month to, I guess, check it out, which, I don't think we'll get to meet him, but there's a fireside that we get to hear him speak at, and that's going to be awesome. And it's going to be broadcast, so we can just watch it on telly. How awesome is that? I think that's so fantastic, because in years past we just missed out. You either get to the event or you don't get to go. You don't get to hear it. You hear it from someone else. So that's really cool. So while our temple's been closed, people in Hamilton here have been like, I don't know what it is, but these aren't members. They're not members. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel as happy as it used to be. This is even before COVID. And I'm like, I know why. Because the house of the Lord is no longer the house of the Lord. It's been decommissioned as such, and it's just a fancy building that's getting restructurally done and made prettier inside. Once it's rededicated, we will have that Spirit of the Lord, the house of the Lord, right here again. And the fantastic news that the Auckland Temple is well underway, and they announced a Wellington Temple. Oh, awesome. Happy for the people of my country. But anyway, so they moved the tabernacle out of the way. So let's read the verses 12 and 13. It says, "And Moses said unto the Lord, See, thou sayest unto me, Bring up this people, and thou hast let me know whom thou wilt send with me. Yet thou hast said, I know thee by name, and thou hast also found grace in my sight. Now therefore I pray thee, if I have found grace in thy sight, shew me now the way, that I may know thee, that I may find grace in thy sight, and consider that this nation is thy people." And then in 17, and the Lord said back to Moses, the Lord said unto Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken, for thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. Now he asked them to lead the people because the Lord has withdrawn that because of the people's mischief. And this is Moses again pleading with them, please lead the people. You led me to lead these people out of Egypt. Please can you continue to lead us? We need that Lord's presence in our lives. He is with us. So Moses knew how very important it is to have the Lord's presence with us. He knew that. He learnt that from the burning bush and that whole experience he had. So he already has this relationship with Christ. He's trying to educate these Israelites. Some of them are getting it. A lot of them are still kind of teetering on the border to have that same relationship. So he pleads forgiveness of these people who are still on their learner's permits. We're going to call them learner's permits because they're beginner drivers. They're learning, they're crashing, they're taking off the side mirror, they're backing, can't parallel park, all those sort of things. They're still learning. They've got their training wheels on, they're still trying to learn. But of course the Lord forgives. Of course he does. Pointing out once again that he knows each of us by name and gives grace. Like, okay, I know you're still learning. I'll be patient. And that's so wonderful because they mucked up big time in a short space of time, and they mucked it up. And how often do we do that? We fall. We're like, we might think we're fully licensed drivers and we'll still have car crashes and we'll still back into something, the post that comes out of nowhere, like, where did that come from? I was backing once and suddenly just knocked something, and it was a wall painted black, and it's at night time. How am I supposed to see that? Luckily, it was just the bumper and a little dent. But, even though I have a full driver's license, and I'm sure most of you do, we still muck up too, right, when we're driving? So it's all good. He forgives us and gives grace. Living without the Lord's presence is dreary and grey. It really is. He is the light that makes all this worth it. So carry your light. Be bright. How does Christ support you? Because here he's supporting Moses and the Israelites. How does Christ support you? How are you feeling that today? Sister Susan H. Porter, she's been on the General Primary Presidency. She might be the president, but yeah, anyway. Not in primary, you tend to not know, right, when you're not in that auxiliary. Anyway, she said, which is beautiful, she says, God's love is not found in the circumstances of our lives, but in his presence in our lives. It's like, isn't that cool? Because a lot of people will say, how did God let that happen? I didn't see Jesus turn up for me today or whatever, like this was happening and I just didn't see God in it. Because God doesn't exist, Jesus doesn't exist in the circumstances, but he does exist in the presence in our lives. Presence with a, Presence. Presence. His existence in our lives. So these things are still going to happen, but he's going to be there helping us through them, helping us to keep walking that path. Again, it's that relationship we need to have with him. He is with us. Are you with him? Are you tied to him? Are you linked with him? Are you on his side? Are you building on that rock of our Redeemer? All those things, all the ways you want to put it. Are you with him? Or are you still debating which team you're on? Yeah, we need the Lord's presence. Moses knew this. He knew the people needed it. We need it. Seek it. Be bright, be light. And remember daily how Christ supports you. Right. We're going to go to insight number 5 and bookend the whole Sabbath day observance thing. All right? See you there.